chapter 11 of John. Chapter 11. This was a time when Lazarus was dead. They seek Jesus. Martha met him, and he told Martha about the resurrection of the dead and how he is the resurrection and the life. In verse 25, Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth on me, though he was dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? She said unto him, Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which shall come into the world. Martha believed that Jesus was the Son of God. Isn't it interesting also, Jesus is saying, even if we're dead, we shall come to life again. And if we are alive when he comes, we shall not taste death. Isn't that what 1 Corinthians tells us? The point here is so clear. These witnesses believed that Jesus was and is the Son of God. There's absolutely no confusion according to these verses. How about the Roman soldiers? Did they believe? You know why Jesus was put to death? Jesus was put to death because he proclaimed to be what he was. He was the Son of God. He was doing all these great miracles. Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. The Roman soldiers saw all the great things that were done. What did they say? Of a truth. In Matthew 27 and verse 54. Of a truth, they said, this was the Son of God. The earthquake. Jesus yielded up the ghost, and he fulfilled the prophecies concerning him. Remember Israel, they were supposed to take a lamb on the 10th day, keep it up to the 14th day, and kill it on the 14th day. Not a bone of that lamb was supposed to be broken. Jesus also fulfilled that prophecy. There are so many wonderful things that Jesus did, proving himself to be the Son of God. And so many profess that Jesus was the Son of God. Paul also preached Jesus to be the Son of God. The eunuch, when he was baptized by Philip, remember what he said? I believe, the eunuch said. In Acts, let me read that verse to you. Acts 7 and verse 38. Or Acts 8, and verse 37. Philip said, If thou believest with all thine heart, thou mayest. He answered and said, I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. The eunuch believed that Jesus was the Son of God. Who do you believe Jesus is? Do you believe Jesus is the Son of God? I believe that as well. How much of you believe that Jesus is God? Not much. No? Good. That's great. Because according to the scriptures that we're seeing here, it is proven to us that Jesus is the Son. God, the Creator, his Father. Who else proclaimed? Let's get to the real story here. Apart from the disciples of Jesus, apart from those who followed Jesus, Enoch didn't follow Jesus, he found Jesus after. How about unclean spirits? Who are they? Where did they come from? Did they have any knowledge who Jesus was? Turn with me to Mark 6. Mark chapter 6. Did I say 6? I meant Mark chapter 5. Mark chapter 5, sorry. This man was possessed with evil spirits, many of them. They bound him with chains and fetters, and nothing can keep him. He spent his time among the graves, in the mountains, among the tomb, crying, cutting himself, in verse 5, verse 6. But when he saw Jesus afar off, he ran and worshipped him, and cried with a loud voice and said, What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God, that thou torment me not. And he said unto him, Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, What is thy name? And he answered, saying, My name is Legion, for we are many. These were the unclean spirits speaking through this man, bound him, tormenting him. Like a mad maniac, this man was. When these unclean spirits saw Jesus, did they recognize him? How did they call him? They call him, or they recognize him as the Son of the Most High God. As the Son of God. It's clear in verse 7. The unclean spirits. And in verse 3 of chapter 3 of Mark, again we see another case here. Jesus, in the unclean spirit, in verse 11 of Mark chapter 3, the unclean spirit, when he saw him, fell down before him and cried, saying, Thou art the Son of God. Again, recognizing Jesus as the Son of God, these unclean spirits. What more can we say? Can we prove any more? Do we need to bring any more to convince anyone that Jesus is the Son of God? You sometimes wonder if these things will change anyone, if they will approach God different, if they will approach His Son different. When these evidence are presented, you wonder how the jurors will respond to these evidence. Will they be convicted one way or another? How will people respond?